most important thing is to actually listen to people, to have empathy, and to understand what kind of personality the people in your team have.
This is why most of the introvert person are really good in sales.
You need to make mistakes in order to grow and learn, because a lot of people are afraid to fail.
And it's really important to analyze all of the failures.
So you never know if someone who is your competitor today, he might be your client tomorrow.
Could you please share a bit about yourself and about your personal journey into iGaming and in your life as well?
Okay, so I joined the gaming industry in 2005. So it's going to be 20 years in December, which is a very, very long time. I started in Germany working for the Gauselmann Group, land-based, and then multiple companies, B2B, B2C, land-based, online. I moved to Malta 3 years ago, which was the best decision I ever made. I don't think I've ever been so happy in one place. Also because Malta is a gaming hub. Most of the gaming companies are based in Malta. The special thing is because we have so many expats living in Malta, your friends become your family because we are all in the same situation. I do a lot of Muay Thai when I'm not working. I've just been to Thailand for 2 months. I go there regularly once or twice a year to do my training, working from there.
And you've led a lot of team to success, to achieve the goals and during your career. And what are your key principles to motivate people and to build up the team, to work with the huge teams?
To be honest, in my opinion, the most important thing is to actually listen to people, to have empathy, and to understand what kind of personality the people in your team have. Because every person is different and everyone has a different need. You might have someone who is happy with a 9-to-5 job, going to the office, having a list of tasks and just focus on finishing them by the end of the day. But then you also have people who want to thrive, they want to learn, they want to grow. And as a leader, it's the most important thing to make sure they have everything they need in order to do that. And you need empathy because you need to understand what affects them, what can trigger them. Everyone has a story. Everyone has something that affected their personal life. You need to be able to see little changes in their behavior because they might have some issues at home. They might have some family problems, which will obviously affect their work, but they don't want to talk about it. So it's also up to us to understand, oh, that behavior changed a little bit, and then approach the people and be like, what do you need? Is there anything I can do? Do you have everything you need in order to do your job? Are you okay? Just having a weekly conversation and asking the simple question, how are you? And it doesn't have to be work related. Be human and make sure your people are okay.
That's right. And how to build this, let's say, transparency in your team when your teammate or your employee can come to you and tell about the problem that they have in personal life that can impact their work life and so on. I mean, it's not really common situation in companies.
Lead by example. If I want my team to be completely transparent and open with me, I have to do the same. So there is no shame in saying, I have a really bad day today. Something happened yesterday, or I'm just not in a good mood today. Just be open and communicate. That's the most important thing. Because then if you open up to your team, they will feel comfortable enough to open up to you because you are doing the same thing. It's the same when there will always be tasks that need to be done right now because it's urgent and everyone has to dig into it. It might be that no one likes it. It has to be done. So instead of telling everyone what to do, say, right, how can I help? How can I help? How can I support you? What do you need from me?
Awesome. it's a good environment to work in, to be honest. And you're also a member of Global Gaming Women. And could you please share with us a bit about key principles, key objectives, and I can say key achievements that you've been achieved last years as the member of this educational fund?
So I joined Global Gaming Women a year and a half ago. Global Gaming Women is headquartered in Las Vegas. And we are focused on educational programs for women in the gaming industry. We offer mentorship, leadership programs. We have lean-in circles that meet on a monthly basis. We have masterclasses on different topics, for example, public speaking, personal branding. And we have the International Committee to support the growth of global gaming women in Europe. We have an amazing team of very, very strong women. And last year was a very good year for us because we grew the membership in Europe. We had more and more events. We had panels during conferences. We had the first online masterclass on personal branding. And for this year, we are focusing more on those things. We're going to have a leadership training for women in London. And it's going really well because one thing that we need is we need to support each other and we need to mentor each other.
Yeah.
And I've been to a lot of events where we had situations where people talked about their experience. And all of a sudden there was this aha effect, you can say.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of situations, people think, oh, I'm the only one. I'm the only one that has this experience. But once you actually start talking about it, more people are like, oh, I had the same experience. It happened to me as well. So sharing these things and talking about it actually helps others. We have a lot of very, very talented women in our industry who may have just joined the industry and they are trying to find their way. So we have to support each other. I didn't have that when I started 20 years ago. And I mean, the industry is very male dominated, but it's also bringing everyone to the table. So we always invite men to our events. We have one tomorrow. It's about allyship.
Awesome. I had a chance to have a mentor when I entered the industry. And could you please tell me how this mentorship program, which is, I can say, really important and interesting point in this fund, impact the career of these ladies? Or how do you build up this mentorship program? I mean, how they cooperate, mentor and the woman who just joined this mentorship program?
I mean, it's not just about mentorship trainings. You can also just be a mentor for someone who is starting out their career, because it starts with little things like, how do I speak up for myself? How do I react in certain situations? How do I make sure that I communicate correctly? How can I express my feelings? How can I express my concerns in the right way?
Is it like one-to-one meetings with the mentor? Yeah. And how can you find the mentor? You just apply for that, and after that the committee is helping you.
Yes, but in most cases it also evolves naturally. People reaching out to, I had young women reaching out to me saying, "Oh, I have these situations. Can you maybe help me? And can you tell me what to do?"
Awesome.
It's the support system that we have.
Awesome. And you said that it's only about women. I mean, men are also welcome to join the chat with leaders of this committee.
Yeah, so when we have networking events or these panels like we have tomorrow, which is called Game Changer, where we talk about careers and struggles people might have, we always invite everyone. So you're more than welcome to join us tomorrow.
Yeah. It's really important to have such an group of people in the industry and around you to help you to solve the problem fast and to solve the problem really in a proper way, like to ask someone who did it before and not to make the same mistake they did before. I mean,
to be honest, throughout our careers, and I'm sure you've had the same experience, there are situations where you think, oh, that didn't go well, or maybe I should have done it differently. But these situations also help you learn and grow. You need to make mistakes in order to grow and learn.
If you have this principle in yourself, growth through failures and so on, so you definitely telling that to your people in the team. I mean, your team, I more than sure that they are not afraid to fail. And how do you inspire them to make failure? Because I mean, through failures you are going to achieve your goals as well. And how do you keep this fire in the team to make it happen?
I talk about my own experience. Because a lot of people are afraid to fail, even though it will help them learn and grow. So it's important to speak very openly about these things. I have made very big mistakes, and I have...
It's okay.
Exactly. and I learned from that. So we're back to the topic of be open, be real, lead by example, share your experience. But it's also important... It's always about personality, right? So in order to be a good leader, you need to know who you are. You need to know, what was my experience? How did I learn from that experience? Why was that a mistake? What could I have done differently? And then just be open.
Yeah. And it's really important to analyze all of the failures, not just thinking about, oh my God, I failed again and I will not be better.
Exactly. And it's also about dealing with people, because someone might just have a very bad day and reacts in a situation very differently to how they would usually react. So you need to understand, I don't know, if that person is just having a bad day. It has nothing to do with me. People tend to take things personally. And they tend to think, oh, did I do something wrong? But maybe that person is just stressed. Especially when you're doing a conference. I haven't had time to answer any messages because I'm just running from one meeting to another. So by the time I reply, it might be 12 hours later.
So you should stress, about that.
Yeah, no. Exactly. So yeah, it's about understanding who you are, understanding who they are, and then just adapting to the situation.
That's right.
But I had to learn that myself. It was a lot of self-discovery, I would say.
I mean, a lot of, I can say, we had this conversation with you last year when we talked about most of the salesperson are introvert when they're at home and extrovert when they're outside. But all of the introverts, this main point of that kind of people, that they are really, really good in analyzing their internal stuff.
Exactly.
Here and here.
Exactly.
Which is like the point of all of the introvert person, let's say.
Yeah.
This is why most of the introvert person are really good in sales.
Yeah.
They analyzing everything, they preparing for everything, and after then just go and do.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I had a very, very long journey to learn, to get like a deeper understanding of myself and why I react in certain situations, and how I react, or why different things trigger me. So I had to look very deep down in myself. Yeah. I'm going to share this very personal story with you because it kind of made me the person I am today. When I was, I think, 18, I was a hostage in an armed bank robbery. And it took me years of therapy to get over that. But in those years of therapy, once a week for 4 years, I also had to learn more about myself, and triggers, and even things from my childhood came up.
Of course.
But that experience, even though it was very scary, having a gun to your head, it kind of helped me to learn during that therapy, who am I and where do I want to be? And to be honest, I don't know what kind of person I would be without that experience. But I also wouldn't change the person I am today because it kind of made me stronger. Yeah. And it helped me understand myself, my behavior, and also to understand other people, which is a really weird combination, having that experience and then learning all these things.
But I mean, everything what happens, and you just can't change it. You have to learn from that point.
Exactly.
That's right. And one more thing which I want to discuss with you, and I think this is something common between us. friendship in the industry and friendship between competitors and friendship at all. Like, how do you see the importance of friendship in our industry, and not only networking, but actual friendship when we help each other with some stuff, when we support each other in some period of time, when we listen to each other and, really, open to each other? How do you think it's impact the industry and impact the business and the persona which are doing that?
It's the most important thing. Because, to be honest, friendships, first of all, we spend so much time at work. And most of us are expats living in countries without our families. But like a gaming hub like Malta, like I said before, friends become your family.
Yes.
They become your support system. And it's about trust. We all travel to all these conferences. Again, a lot of time at work. We are our support systems. And if you have a friendship and someone trusts you, you can always rely on that person. And as we also know, people change jobs every other year. So you never know if someone who is your competitor today, he might be your client tomorrow, or he might be your boss, or you might be your colleague, or... And I mean, we've met when we were competitors, but we instantly clicked and we became friends. And to be honest, I would say I have the best friendships from this industry. And there are really people I can rely on, I can reach out to when I'm not feeling well. I had a couple of family issues since I moved to Malta, but my friends from the industry, they were the ones picking me up.
Awesome.
And even pushing me to my limits when I was doubting myself or all these things. It's very, very important. And I think people are realizing that more and more and more.
Yeah. I can say that iGaming shows me that the people are not only smart, but also how they can be empathetic. I mean, not all of the people worldwide, let's say, I can say so wise in their thoughts, and they can give you so many different point of views and from different experiences as here, because I've been in not so many, but in many industries before, and here on iGaming I just found the best concentration of smart, intelligent, wise people with different hobbies, with different interests in life, and it's like it's really impact myself.
And people are so open about it.
Yes,
and
they're
you find
so open
all
about
these
it.
similarities.
That's right.
Where you have, oh my God, you really like that too? You have the same hobby? Can we do that?
Yes.
And people open up to you, and you build this connection and this friendship. This is what I love about our industry. And to be honest, I don't think I can ever work in another industry.
Pharmacy, no?
Banking,
yes.
No, I remember I had this one situation. I went to Germany. I had a meeting in Frankfurt, and I was staying at the same time. There was this big, I don't know what, like a congress or exhibition. I don't remember. And I was at the hotel. I was having breakfast, and I was looking around, and the way the people were talking to each other, so formal, but very shallow conversations. I just thought, no, we don't have that in gaming.
Where's the smile, no?
Exactly.
Where's interest to conversation?
Exactly. Those conversations were, shallow. And I don't know. Our industry is very different.
That's right.
Yeah, very open, welcoming. Even when you have someone who just joins the industry. I have seen people be so happy to share their experience. Or you just joined the industry. Everyone is offering their help. Do you have any questions? Just give me a call. Here's my card if you want to know about this, or if you want to know about affiliation or casino operation or sportsbook. Just give me a shout and I will help you. Everyone is so supportive.
Yeah. But it's also one of the point why we work in here. I mean, in this industry, it's kind of dependence right? On that people, on that not people, but range of emotion that they given you.
Yeah.
Because you are not able to find
Exactly.
it somewhere else.
Exactly.
And it's really feed me up, especially with an energy and motivation to move forward.
And the thing is, if you are open and you share your experiences, those people will do the same.
Yes.
With other people. So it creates this chain of support, I would even say. Because if you give back to people, they will do the same with others. And
Yes.
this is how this industry will just grow and evolve.
That's right. And Julia, what do you do in your free time just to feed yourself up with an energy and motivation? You said me about Muay Thai. You said me about friends and so on. Maybe you have something more to tell us.
To be honest, Muay Thai is my way of clearing my head. I love training early in the morning, like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. So by the time I start work, I'm already full of energy and let's get it started. Where others might be, oh, can we have a coffee first? I love hiking, long walks. I just love being outdoors.
Alone or with a group of people?
It depends. Sometimes I love going for a walk with a friend, having a coffee and just having a nice conversation. But sometimes I also just prefer to put my headphones on, listen to music,
yes,
and just, have fresh air, go out there. Yeah, but Muay Thai is really my passion. Apparently, I like punching and kicking things, which, I mean, that's basically it.
Awesome.
But it also helps me to focus.
Yeah.
And clear my head.
We talked with our mutual friend today about concentration thing in your life, where you just have some thing to do and you concentrate it fully into this thing, and it makes you feeling rest in this period of time, which is like really interesting kind of thing, because you physically you're giving everything, but emotionally you're taking everything back.
The thing is, and I do believe a lot of people struggle with that, you need to take time for yourself.
Oh, of course.
Because we live in this very fast-paced industry. We work in this industry. We work with companies and people in different time zones. So it's kind of like a non-stop commitment.
That's right.
To your job, which can be overwhelming. It will affect your sleep, your recovery. Sometimes it's good to just switch off your phone and put it away for an hour and just not be available and do something for yourself, like going for a walk, read a book. Some people want to do a puzzle, like something that really calms you down, has nothing to do with your job, and you can actually switch off and just... I love... You don't know that about me, haha. I love listening to classical music.
Awesome.
Like, for example, when I go for a walk, usually I'm a metalhead. I love heavy metal. Love going to metal concerts. I know. It's so different. But when I go for a long walk, I listen to classical music.
Awesome.
I think no one knows that. I'm sure now they do, but yeah.
Good one. And kind of tradition for this podcast we have here, I ask in all of the guests about the quote or words that changed yourself in some way or shifted your mindset in some way. And if you can share this quote, and also additionally I ask to share how actually it changed you or how actually it shifted your mindset and helped you to grow.
I don't think there's actually like a quote that affected me. It's more... One question that I always kept asking myself was, what if? So whatever I did throughout my career, I always ask myself, what if? Do I want to regret not trying something? What if I didn't do that? What if we don't do this? So the what if for me was always very, very important.
I see.
And then something that people keep telling me is just do it. For example, I hate public speaking. I always said, I'm never going to speak on a panel. I had my first one last year, and I was on a panel with a very, very good friend of mine. And I was really nervous. And she just said, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. So for me, the two most important things are what if, just do it.
It's really interesting because when you're afraid of something and you're not feeling okay with that, I mean, you're not feeling okay with that just before you're not started to do that, right?
Yeah.
But right after you're doing that,
Exactly.
it feels like, okay, I mean,
exactly.
Why it was so...
And guess what? All of a sudden you get positive feedback.
That's right. That's right.
And it wasn't that bad. Don't get me wrong, I still get nervous before every single panel. I was even a bit nervous before this. But just do it, because what if you don't?
You will find something interesting during the process.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
And you might even motivate others to do it.
Yeah, that's right. If you will tell them by example that, okay, I was afraid by that, but I still trying to do my best and try to push the limits.
And we're back to the topic of being an example. Yeah.
Awesome. This is the good point to finish, to be honest. And thank you for joining me today and share this opinion of yours.
Thank you so much for having me. My pleasure.